Okay, let's see if this is working. All right, hang on. All right, looks good so far. And let's take a look at the... Yep, okay. It says that I'm live. It is. Now I see it. Okay, looks good. All right. All right, guys. A couple of projects I'm trying to get done. I didn't put out a video last month. Things just didn't pan out too well, unfortunately. And I was waiting for the release of the 5600G anyway, so I figured, we might as well skip July, August. Well, I'll try to do a live stream, and the 5600G is going to allow me to do a couple of different things here. First of all, I get to upgrade the computer that drives all the ham radio stuff that's behind me. So once the 5600 is up and running, then I'm going to take the 3400 it's currently in there, and I'm going to move that to my wife's machine, give her a little bit of an upgrade, if you will. Not going to change anything other than CPU. And then if I have time, I'm going to take some older hardware, kind of slap it together, and try to repurpose the machine. It's an older AMD FX processor, the 6100. You may have seen it mentioned a couple times in some of the videos that I have. I'm going to repurpose it. I found a graphics card, relatively cheap, that I can put in it because the 6100 doesn't have onboard graphics. So, I'm going to put that together, put it in another MX410 case, and see what I want to do to mess around with that, or if somebody's in desperate need of one, maybe this will help them along the way. Anyway, let me show you what's going on here. First of all, the board that we're going to be using is a Gigabyte, and it's a return from Amazon. This board normally sells for about 160 bucks roughly, and I believe I got it for $88, something like that. So it's nearly half off. Now, it was shipped in this box here, which fairly nondescript. Inside that was this. I haven't opened this yet, so we're going to open this bad boy up. Yes, it's the return of the Swiss Army knife. All right, let's see what we got in here. Okay. SATA cables, which I don't need. Actually, I'll toss them in here. Motherboard. Driver CD. And a manual. That's it. That's all we got. Now, fortunately, in this case, this board has a couple of things that will help. First of all, it's got its own built-in I/O shield, so I don't have to worry about the fact that the I/O shield didn't come with it. So, we got that. Now, it'll be interesting to see if the board actually works. Here's our Ryzen 5600G, brand new in the box. 32 megahertz CL16 memory to go in there, and I'm gonna put the CPU and the memory in, and I'm gonna try to have the board post, so that'll be fun. And let me get the overhead camera working here. Hang on one second, and put myself up there. There we go. Okay, so pretty much plain Jane here. It does have the M2 screw, which will come in handy because I'm going to take the M2 drive that's currently in the ham radio computer, and I'm going to stick that on this board once I've got everything up and running. So I don't need my glasses to see this one. Okay, so let's start with. I've also got a test bench power supply here. It's a cheapy 400 watt power supply, and but it's good enough for what we're going to be doing here. I don't anticipate there being much of a problem. So let's get started here. Okay, Ken. Hello, Ken. Yeah, the Gallagher machine in the background. Yeah. Yeah, well, you know, Harry turned me on to that one, so there you go. All right, so let's see what we got here. All right, standard fare. There's the processor with the Go Faster sticker. That's the little one there. Let's see what kind of a cooler they gave us to go with this guy. Looks like the standard AMD cooler. Yeah. So okay. Yep, standard AMD cooler. Standard thermal paste. All right, so we'll put that aside for the moment. All right, let's get the processor in here first. Actually, I think I'm just going to take myself out of here for the moment. Let's just concentrate on what's on the bench. Okay, let's get my Coke going. There we go. All right. Okay, that there. That goes there. Good. All right. There we go. All right, so let's get this bad boy in here. And let's see, let's line up here. Hang on. Let's see here. Let me get the camera a little bit closer. There we go. Okay. All right, so there's our little triangle, which means that that should go that way. Yes. All right, that goes that way. No problem. Okie doke. Let's see. I need to get those out of there. So let's get this out. This guy out. Okay. Morton, hello there. What motherboard is it? It is a Gigabyte B550 Elite. Like I said, it was it was a return. The return didn't even have the motherboard box. It just had the motherboard, the SATA cables, CD, and a manual. That's all that was there. But since I got it at such a price, I figured, well, you know, might as well give it a shot. The other thing also is that I'm not entirely sure if this will post on the first boot up here. There's some question as to whether or not that is going to happen. So let's get this in here. Okay, that looks right. Okay. That feels like it started. Now, I went looking for, this is not completely secured here, so just bear with me a minute. I went looking for a board that has the BIOS flashback already on it. Had the built-in IO shield because I'm starting to get to the point where I don't want to deal with IO shields anymore. I'd rather have them built in. So we'll have to see how this goes. Now, there's an outside chance that it will post on the first shot, but I'm not going to hold out a lot of hope on that one. My guess is it's probably not going to post, and then we'll have to do a BIOS update Okay, that feels like it's right. Okay. That's... come on, you. Okay, I'm going to be stubborn. All right. Well, there's more than one way to skin a cat. There we go. A nice stay. There we go. All right. T-Force Vulcan Z. Again, DDR4 3200, 16 gigabyte kit. I don't know that I've tried this memory before, so it will be interesting to see if I have any compatibility issues with this memory. I'm hoping not. All right, let's get... All right, there we go. Alrighty. There's our memory. Okay. All right, and usually A2 and B2 for the first set, so we'll see. Okay, this one has... All right, the clips all move out on this one. So let's see. I think it's this way. Yep. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, so that's in there. Let's plug in, let's see, CPU fan is the gray one. So that's going to go there. Okay. That's there, that's there. Let me get the cable here. And this board has only HDMI and DisplayPort. So, fortunately, there we go. It's an interesting board. Oh, there is one other thing I probably want to do while I'm thinking of it. Since I don't know what the condition is of the BIOS that's in this board, I'm going to take the battery out. And I'm going to I'm going to just let it sit there for a few moments while I have some of my Coke here. Craig Lilly, okay. Hey, Craig. Nice for you to stop by. Thanks. Appreciate it. Okay, so battery's out for the moment. While I'm just going here, this power supply is not plugged in yet. But I'm going to start plugging in some of the cabling. Okay, that's that one. And yes, it's only a 4-pin on the power supply to the CPU, but that's okay. It's only for testing purposes, just to see if it'll post. Once that's done, then I'm going to take the case and get it up on here. Take out the B450 board that's in there, and I'm going to drop this in and also put the M2 drive on it, and hopefully the whole thing will come up without too much trouble. Okay, so let's do this here. Let me get the capture card up. Let me pull this down here. All right, and let's see. Let's plug in the power supply. Power supply's in. And let's go over here like this. All right, so memory's in, CPU's in, board's got the 2 plugs in that I need for right now. I think the battery's been out long enough. Let's pop the battery back in. Okay. Battery's back in. All right, now let's see. Where is the front panel on this one here? Okay, I think it's this one here. Hang on. I'm going to look this up. So bear with me just a minute. Let me get the other camera up just for the hell of it. There we go. Okay. All right. I just need to double check where the front panel is. I'm pretty sure I know where it's at, but I like to be safe because that's just the way I am. Okay. Let's see. Yep, that's the front panel. All right. So the front panel is here. And if it follows the normal convention, let's take a look here. Okay. All right. Front panel, there we go. Okay, so, all right, so it's these guys over here. All right. The other stuff, there's a speaker connection. So rare to find a motherboard that's got a speaker connection on it. But, wow, okay. Well, that'll be interesting. All right, so in the conventional spot. So let's turn the power supply on. Let's jumper the 2 pins and see if we get anything. Okay. CPU fan is spinning. That's a good sign. Sango, hello there. Thank you for stopping in. I'm just looking for some signs of life. And the CPU fan's not running at full speed. And it seems to be changing speed. So I'm not sure what we got here. But let's give it a moment. Oh, there. Hey, bingo. Okay, good. All right, now I got to make this screen larger for me, so you guys just bear with me a minute. And second, there we go. There we go. BIOS has been reset. Configure. Okay, fine. Let me plug in my little mouse and keyboard. Here. Okay. All right, mouse and keyboard. So let's have a look here. F13H. Okay, it recognizes the 2 memory. Obviously, XMP's not been enabled. That's fine. But it does say 5600G with Radeon graphics. So it looks like we're good. Let's pop over to advanced mode. And let's have a look here at the system information. 4/23/2021. I don't think that's quite. I don't think that's quite the most current version, but it does seem to be working. It recognizes it, so I think we're going to leave it alone for the moment. So it looks like we got the system up and running. The board is obviously functional. And go over here real quick. Yep, there we go. Looks like it's cool. All right, so what I think I'm going to do right now is I'm going to turn the power supply off. And then I'm going to get this case here. 1 second here. All right, so that's working. All right, so I'm going to turn the power supply off for now. That's fine, so that's working. That was the first hurdle. There was a couple of ways this could have gone. And the first one would have been obviously that it wouldn't have posted at all. I'd have to do the BIOS flash using the specific port, and then hopefully it would have come up at that point. If it hadn't come up at that point either, and there was something wrong with the board, the fallback position would be that I would take the 5600G, I'd slap it onto the B450 board that's on there, and go from there. So, but I don't have to do that. So I'm a happy guy. All right, so let me get this off the bench here for the moment. And if you guys got any questions you want to ask me, feel free to do so. I don't anticipate, since this hurdle went pretty easily, I don't anticipate there being much drama on this live stream. I just don't see it happening. So, all right. So let me put this here a moment. And also this one right here, that's the shack that's going to get the 5600G. This is my wife's machine over here. She's going to get the CPU replaced. She's going to go from a Ryzen 3 2200G up to a Ryzen 5 3400G. Is it that much of an upgrade? Yeah, probably not. But she's going to wind up going from a 4-core, 4-thread processor to a 4-core, 8-thread processor. So that will definitely give it a bit of a boost. Not that she's complaining. She's not complaining at all. In fact, I doubt that she'll even notice, quite frankly, unless I tell her what the story is with this. So, okay. Anyway. All right, so let me make a little bit more room here. I'll put this up on the bench real quick. And I'll get the camera on here. You guys can see what I'm doing. Okay. All right, that looks good. All right, let me get myself out of here. Let me get this up over here. Okay, there we go. All right, so this machine currently has Ryzen 5 3400G in it. 4-core 8-thread. And put in 5600G in there, we'll turn it into a 6-core 12-thread machine. So that should be some interesting improvement. Yes, there's ketchup and mustard in this case, but it is a 200R case, and nobody can see in the inside. So I don't care. You know, people get fixated on looks of things. Well, yeah, if it had a window, I might care. No, it's not a window, and nobody sees it anyway because it sits underneath the desk. And, you know, just, there's no reason, there's no purpose for it at this point. All right, so let's get this disconnected here. Let's get this disconnected here. Here's our USB 3 front header. Come on, you little, get out of there. There we go. Power. Oh, that's in there tight. Woo-hoo! That's what she said. Anyway, okay. All right, that's out of there. Take this CPU fan thing off of here. Let's take these guys out of here. That's that, and that. Okay, so let's just start taking screws out. Let's see. Jossie one, hello, sir. How are you? Nice to see you stop by. Appreciate it. This is only the second live stream I've actually done, so I don't do them often. Honestly, I'm not terribly set up well for live streams, but I figured I'd give it a shot. And I've got these projects that I now have to do. Oh, before I forget, yeah, that's not going to fit in that one. Swiss Army knife to the rescue. Okay. I'm channeling The Verge right about now. Okay. Let's get this guy out of here. There we go. Take that out. 970 EVO, not the Plus, the original 970 EVO. So there we go. Okay. Screw. I know there's more screws. Okay. And let me see what's going on here in chat. Okay, listening mode as he's working. Okay. Well, yeah, I understand that. I definitely understand that. Now, okay, there we go. Now, I'm fairly certain I've probably missed a screw, but we're going to find out here in a minute. Okay. Let's see. Does it want to come up? No, it doesn't want to come up. I can feel the resistance. So I'm missing a screw somewhere. At least I think I am. Oh, wait, no, it's just this post. There's a post right here. It's just the post. There it goes. Okay. All right, so it's coming out as soon as I get all the cabling out of the way. Oh, got the HD audio. Yep, there we go. Okay, so that's out. Okay, so that's out, that's there, that's there. All right, let's get the new board in. Oh, wait a minute. That would help. That would help. Keep all these cables out of the way. There we go. All right, let's see what we got here. Yep, that post makes it fit just nicely. There we go. Okay. All right, so, all right, let's screw down the board. And I'm going to put the NVMe drive in. I think I'm going to wind up putting it in here. So let me. I'm going to forget. Am I going to have to turn that around? Really have to turn that around. Yeah, I got to turn that around. Okay. All right. No big deal. Okay. So let's see. And yes, okay. Screwdriver is somewhat magnetic, but not as much as I would like it to be. Okay. All right, let's see. Yeah, Craig. Yeah, fire sale on Gigabyte power supplies. Yeah, you've seen the Gamers Nexus video apparently. That's a piece of work. And the best part about that one, quite frankly, is the way Gigabyte's deciding they want to respond to it. Apparently, as Steve noted, they didn't learn anything from NZXT. Yeah, fire sale. Yeah. Fire. All right. Let's see here. Okay, and then there's this one over here. And that should be all of them. Okay, that there. Gonna go around and tighten these up a bit, see if forgot to tighten anybody. Yeah, that one was a little loose. It's fine. Oh, there is one here. I missed one. Huh. How did I manage to do that? I missed one. Huh. One extra screw that the other one didn't have? Actually, several of them. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's true. Because I think I only took out like 5 or 6. And this one's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that post would have been 9. So this has all the... Okay. Okay. So I need some more screws. dip into the magic bag here. And let's see what I can find. There's one. Always have your magic bag of screws. You're gonna need them. Always have spares. See what we got here. I don't have quite all the same type, so two of them are going to have to be a little bit different, but that's okay. Once again, it's going to be inside the case. Nobody's going to see it, and I can fix it later. So I'm not concerned about it. All right, so get this one guy here. That doesn't feel right. That does not feel right. Yeah, that doesn't feel right. Yeah, let's try these. Yeah, let's try these. Okay, yeah, that's better. Okay, that's much better. All right, let's plug in CPU power while I'm up here. There we go. Conveniently, the fan header is in essentially the same spot. So that's good. Let's undo this cover here. There we go. Somebody took off the plastic on the yeah the thermal pad, because I can feel it's sticky. So somebody took that off. So somebody had to drive in here at one point, or at least it would appear to. Let's see now. That's going to sit. Okay, that's going to sit just like that. So this screw's got to come out. Okay, there we go. So that screw's got to come out. And this is going to fit in here like so. Okay, there we go. Now, there's a high probability that I'm going to have to install a new license key for this machine, because the oops, it's not there. It's coming up. It's coming out. Hang on a second. There we go. As I was saying, I'm going to have to probably put in a new license key for this machine because we've changed the motherboard. But I'll address that later. The good news is when this is all over and done with, I'm going to have another B450 motherboard. I just looked at the doubled RAM over the weekend. Yeah, I'll bet it's a monster. I'll bet it is. Yeah, 32 gig of RAM. My gaming machine has 32 gig of RAM in it. So yeah, it's definitely interesting. Okay. Yeah, somebody definitely had a drive in here at some point, because there's no other reason why that thermal pad would have the little plastic cover removed on it. Okay, so that's in there. All right, that looks good. All right, so let's get the 24-pin power up and running. Okay, that guy's in there. Let's see, where's the... the USB is over here. So Yeah, I'm gonna have to reroute that. I gotta remove this zip tie. All right, so we're gonna move this all the way over here. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna take the other side of this case off. Yeah, I'm gonna take the other side of this case off. Okay. That's the NVMe drive for the other board. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna take this other side of this case off, and I'm gonna reroute that. Sorry you guys aren't seeing this, but okay. So reroute USB 3 down here. So yeah, that'll bring it right up here, which is right exactly where I need it. Okay. Okay. All right. Now, is there a fan header here anywhere? There's a fan header over here. Okay. I can put that in there. And my HD audio is right here. So we'll put that there. Okay, so that's in there. All right, now I've got the front panel to deal with here. That's in, that's in, all that's in, all that's in. It looks good so far. So it's the power LED. That's probably going to go here. That looks right. HD LED. Okay, that's there. And we've got reset switch here. Thought there was enough light in here. There doesn't seem to be. What is it? What did they say in that movie? Aziz, light. Okay. All right. So that looks right. I'm gonna do some cable management on this later on, but I think that's it. So okay, M2 drive is in. 24 8-pin SATA for the optical drive. Front panels are in. USB 3 is in. HD audio in. The other fan at the front of the case is on. Okay, so what do you say we fire this bad boy up and see what we get? Okay. All right, HDMI. Ugh. I just realized something. I run two monitors off this thing, and I don't think either one of the monitors has a display port. So I'm likely going to have to change a monitor, but I'll get to that. That's down the road. I'm not going to worry about that right now. Okay, so that's there, that's there, that's there. Let's take and put this over here. And let's put me here. And I guess let's fire this bad boy up again. Let's see, I'll need the power cord, which I'll steal from this power supply. It is a return. Sango, it's a return board, Amazon return. The board sells brand new for, I want to say, 160 bucks. And it was a return from Amazon warehouse. Always buy from Amazon warehouse if you're going to do any return. And I think I paid $87 or $88 for it. So, yeah. It was a bargain I couldn't pass up. So, all right, let's see what we got here. Power switch on. Okay. Now, if I wired things correctly, there we go. I gotta have to reroute that fan. Okay. Yeah, reroute that fan cable, fan blade. Hit. Let's see what it's going to do. Yep, goes right in. Now it's got a whole bunch of hardware it's got to redetect. Hey, Rick Lakes. How's it going? Come on, you can do it. Okay, there it goes. It's there. Now it's going to have some issues with the display, obviously, but that'll probably address itself as soon as I get Uncle Carrie. Okay, where are you? Did I put? No, I did not. Hang on a minute, guys. I gotta get my mouse and keyboard plugged in. There we go. Okay, that's better. Do that. Let's do that for the moment. Okay, so yeah, it's gonna have to figure out what's going on as far as the graphics driver is concerned. Although it shouldn't. The original one was Radeon, so it shouldn't have too much to deal with here. Let's see what we got here. 150%. No. Just 100. Thank you. There we go. That's better. Okay. All right, so this one's up and running. No problem. Okay. So that part of our project today is done. So, let's see here. Let me grab a Coke here. And let me bring myself back up full screen. There we go. Okay. Yeah, 94 degrees. It's not quite that warm here, Rick. I think it's in the mid 80s, but I swear the humidity is probably the same. It's been just miserably sticky all day. So, yeah. Well, let's see here. Hang on. Okay. All right. Okay. All right, so this one's done. I'm going to put that back over the ham radio stuff. And then we'll do that later on. I'll figure out what I got to do with the monitors and whatnot later on. So it'll be a pain in the ass, but I'll figure it out. All right, that one's shut down. A little power. We'll make that pretty later. Okay, so next up, wedge machine. Okay. Hers is going to be fairly straightforward. Yeah. All we're going to do with this guy is we're going to swap out the CPU. So that's all we're going to do. That's all we're going to change with her machine. And like I said, if she notices it at all, maybe I'll tell her. Maybe. But, hang on, maybe adjust this camera just slightly. There we go, just slightly. Yeah, let me, yeah, if she actually notices, I'll tell her. Other than that, I ain't going to tell her. I need my little dongle for my mouse and keyboard. But yeah, let's see here. First things first. And since we're only changing the CPU, there shouldn't be any problem with the activation of Windows on that machine. Should be fairly straightforward. There we go. All right, where is, it says, knowingly, because he knows he's not going to find it. All right. Let me get this here. Let me change over to get this out of the way. Okay, let's bring this back up here. All right, so we're going to undo this guy here. Feels like it loosened up. Let go. That feels like it let go. Yeah, that feels like it let go. Let's see. Am I loose enough here or not? Maybe not. Yeah, that should be loose enough. I don't want to pull the CPU out of the socket if I can avoid it. It doesn't feel like it's... Oh, it's definitely loose. There's the back plate. So there we go. Got it. I had to drop the back plate just so I could twist it. There we go. Okay. All right. Okay. All right, so let's clean that up. Okay. Get this cleaned up. Yeah, it's going to go everywhere. No surprise. Certainly had more than enough thermal paste on it. David Starbuck, hello there. Yeah, don't need any rain from Florida. It's been raining on and off here all day, so yeah, we don't need it. Okay. Yeah, still managed to get it all over myself. That's no surprise. All right. Fortunately, I have more than a few paper towels. All right, let's see what we got here. That's probably clean enough. Get the stuff off my fingers. This gets everywhere. All right, so here's that guy. There's still plenty of thermal paste all over the sides of this. Apparently, I must have put in way too much. Now, try not to make that mistake this time. Okay. All right, so that's going to go in there. Now, question is, who's got the better cooler on here? Ah, yes, definitely. This one has the better cooler. It's taller. So, all right. Clean this bad boy up. We'll reapply. Okay, grass fire. Grass fires, oh, that's not good. Any of the grass fires near you, Rick? How close are they? Ooh, there's still stuff coming off of that thing. Wow. Jesus. Unbelievable. Tilt this up a little bit. There we go. That still getting compound off of this thing. Still getting this stuff off. Yeah, a few miles. Well, a few miles still doesn't make me comfortable. Yeah. 50 miles away would make me comfortable. We don't have to worry about that stuff around here. We don't usually get grass fires out here. And this is the Eastern Seaboard. Grass is kind of sometimes at a premium around here, depending on where you live. So, all right. So I got that cleaned off. I got the CPU cleaned off. All right. So we're going to unplug that. And, okay. I know what's going to happen the minute I start undoing this. That back plate's going to come off. So, or I do something stupid, because I've been known to do stupid things every once in a while. All right, I don't need this here anymore, so let's get this out of the way. There we go. I know what's going to happen the minute I undo these 4 screws on that cooler. That back plate's going to drop right off. So before it gets there, let's see. Okay. All right, I'm going to try and position this old hard drive underneath where that back plate is, and hopefully it's the right thickness that it will. Yes, it will. There we go. Just like that. Now I don't have to worry about the back plate dropping off. least I don't think so. We will find out. Smoke from Canada. Smoke from Canada. Oh, good Lord. Well, there was the smoke from California. I didn't realize that there was smoke coming from Canada. Nope, I got the wrong screw. Hang on a second. There we go. Okay. Now, is this one going to give me just as much trouble? Yep, that one pulled it right out of the socket. All right. So much for that. Pulled it right out of the socket. All right, well, that's just life. Okay, well, it happens. It's not like you can do a whole heck of a lot about it. It happens. And you just have to deal with it. Fortunately, it's the CPU that's coming out. Okay. Now, where is our little triangle? Is here. So we're going to pop that guy in. Okay. All right, I'm going to take the bigger of the two coolers. As you can see here, this is what's on a Ryzen 3. This is what's on the Ryzen 5. All right, so let's get some thermal paste on this bad boy. There we go. MX4. Comes with this little spreader, which honestly I don't know that I care for all that much. It's all going for now. Okay, well that's good. I'm going to try and use this anyway. As much as I don't really care for it, I'm going to try and use it. It's not all the best in the world, but it'll do. It'll spread out anyway. As soon as I put the CPU on it, it'll spread out. So I'm not terribly concerned about it. That'll be fine. Okay. All right, let's get the cooler in. Okay. Out of curiosity here, just take a look real quick. We got 5 people watching. That's not bad, really, considering the fact that my channel is basically a know-nothing. Or an unheard of, I should say. More than anything else. Alright, let's see here. I mean, 105 subscribers is not what I would call a very busy channel, if you will. Maybe that'll change as time goes on, but for now. Let me get that drive out from under there. There we go. Okay. Okay, that's down. That one's down. And that one's down. And that one's down. Okay. Alright, CPU fan. Here. And we're not going to change anything on this machine, on the internals. Everything is set pretty much the way it should be. As you can see, it's a fairly minimal system. My wife does real estate. So most of her stuff is done over the web in a browser. She doesn't need a lot. She doesn't handle Excel spreadsheets. She doesn't do any kind of really intensive work. In fact, probably this 5 is probably overkill for her, to be quite honest. She probably could have gone the next several years on the 2200G and wouldn't have mattered. It does have 16 gigabytes of RAM, though. I always make sure that the minimum that I put in the machine is 16 gigabytes. There was a time when 8 was enough, but no. Not the way she uses the machine. My wife, unfortunately, she typically has a browser, 3 browsers open at any particular time. She's got Firefox open. She has Opera running. She has Chrome running. She's got all these running. And just the memory that gets eaten up when she's doing all that browsing is just like, woof. Unbelievable. Okay, so that's there, that's there, that's there. That should be fine. She doesn't run the CPU very hard, so it's mostly the memory applications. Okay, so we want to make sure that this thing fires back up. So let's get all the stuff plugged in. When I need my... Okay, so that's there, that's there. All right, so that looks good. Let's plug in my mouse and keyboard here. Oh, she's got her own dongle that's still in here, so I'll move that away, out of the way for the moment. Okay, so let's just double check to make sure that this thing is running correctly. And get this up here. And me up here. Okay. Okay, so that's there, that's there. Let's make sure the power switch is on. The power switch is here somewhere. There it is. There we go. Okay. Yeah, Carrie has to be awfully busy. Nobody's seen hide nor hair of him since that Friday. Okay, ASRock. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on. There it goes. Cool. We're good. Yep, we're good. Okay. Shut that down. Okay, so her machine's up and running. So we're 2 for 2. Oh, you want to do this to me? Yeah, well, guess what? Shut down anyway. Thank you. Have a nice day. Okay, there we go. All right, so I'm 2 for 2, kids. All right, power off. This guy here. All right, so there we go. So that's number 2. All right, that's number 2. All right, sure I get the right. There we go. So now, in case you're curious, the case for my wife's machine is the Antec P7 Silent. It's got sound dampening on the panels, and it's got a reasonably good look to it. Fairly sleek. It does have the space for the optical drive, which was important for her. Okay. There's some cable management there, but not a lot. There we go. Okay, now, assuming I get this stream finished before she comes home, you will never know that I was even in the machine. So, all right. In fact, if she notices anything at all, she might notice it me a little bit faster or a little bit smoother, maybe. We'll see. Okay. So, all right, that's done. All right, so the third thing that I wanted to get done before we finish up here is this stuff. And this stuff is old AM3 hardware. I want to put it in a case. I want to repurpose it. I want to see if there's any possibility that that I could maybe either give this to somebody or let them have it at a reasonably cheap price if they were in need of a computer. So this is an MSI board. Underneath this cooler, which by the way, I'll tell you a story about this cooler in a minute. Underneath this cooler is an FX 6100 6-core processor, 95 watt CPU. I picked up a Gigabyte 1050 Ti for a little under 200 off of eBay. I'm going to put in a 500 gig SATA 2.5-inch drive. This board does not have any USB 3 for the front, but I did manage to pick up off of eBay for 20 bucks this little guy here. Assuming I can get it open. There we go. This little guy here. Now, there's USB 3 on the back here, but there's also internally a plug, USB 3 front panel. So it also comes with 2 size brackets, the half height or the normal. And we're going to stick that in one of these here. The case that I have, the MX410, does have USB 2 and USB 3 on the front panel. So that's where that cable is going to plug into. So And at that point, it'll be pretty much done. There is 32 gig of RAM on this system. It's not the speediest RAM. It's only 1333, unfortunately, but I got the board, the CPU, the RAM for nothing, really. Literally nothing. And I want to repurpose it. It originally came with this crappy, let's see, what is this thing? It's an R6450. I think it's a 2 gigabyte or 1 gigabyte video card. I tried running some tests on this thing. Graphics, no, forget this. This thing, no. I've seen molasses move faster in January. 2 to 3 frames per second on some of the tests, nah, not going to happen. So what we're going to do here is we're going to put this 1050 Ti in here. It doesn't require any extra power. It will power right off the bus without any problem. I've run some tests on it. Is it going to light up the world? No. But I was able to run World of Warships on this machine at close to 75 frames per second. It would dip occasionally, but so you can do some gaming with it. Probably can do Fortnite on it without too much trouble. Let me put the wife's dongle back in here before I forget. So that's the story. Okay, guys. Here's our MX410. We're gonna slice this guy open, get it up on the bench. We're gonna do some building. Okay, G. Wyson, hello there, sir. How are you? Nice for you to drop by. Now, you guys have seen me do a build in this case before, so there's no surprises here. Yeah. There we go. Okay. Again, the things I like about this particular case is that it's cheap. It's usually available on Newegg for under $50. Don't go to Amazon to buy this case. They'll charge you a heck of a lot more for it, assuming they even have them in stock, which generally they don't seem to. I can't figure that out. But I like this case. I know that Kerry's not too thrilled about it. He considers it to be cheap, thin metal. But I got to tell you, even though it is somewhat thin, it is sturdy. It's definitely sturdy. And the big thing for me, quite frankly, is the fact that it has USB 2 and USB 3 on front. I'm a big fan of that. I like to have a lot of USB ports available to me without having to reach around the back of the case. So, all right. Let's get that there. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's get this up on the bench and get started here. All right, first things first. I am going to cut this off. This definitely annoys me, but I am cutting it off. Okay. That definitely annoys me. I don't like it. There's no reason at this point for there to be a 4-pin Molex on a case fan. There's no reason at this point. I don't quite understand why this particular case still has them, but I just don't get it. Okay. I think I'm going to need a few more standoffs here, though. So let's get that ready. Let's take a look and see here. First things first, IO shield in. Okay. I feel like it's okay. It looks like it's in. Feels like it's in. Let's put it that way. Anyway, let's see. Let's just real quick line this up and see what we got. Yeah, let's see here. We're gonna need standoffs on the back. And we're gonna need one here. And we're gonna need one here. I'll tighten them down in a minute. And we're gonna need this one down here. Now, you can malign the Swiss Army knife all you want. But I gotta tell you, when it comes to these standoffs down here, that Swiss Army knife has got the perfect socket for all that stuff. So, you can malign it all you want. I really don't care. Okay. You sit there. But this little guy here, that socket, on focus, that socket right there is perfect for standoffs. Okay. The only thing you have to be careful of, since this is a bit thinner metal than normal, is you don't want to put too much torque on these standoffs because you'll strip them. You can strip them out of any case, but the thinner the metal, the easier it is it's going to be to do it. So you kind of want to make them snug. You don't want to brute force them down because you will strip them without any question. You will absolutely strip them. All right, so get this guy in here and see how we are now. Come on. All right, it's giving me a hard time. There it goes. There it goes. There it goes. Okay. And just make sure none of the ports have got any of the tabs that are screwed up. Let's see what do we got here. Where? I'm sorry. Where did I get which case? The MX410 that I'm working on right now. I got it at Newegg. So I would get them there. Both Amazon and Newegg sell, there's like 3 different versions of this case. This particular one is just the MX410 mesh. There is no side glass on here. There is no RGB anywhere in this case. There are 2 other editions of this case. Both the others have glass panels. One comes with, I think, LED strips on the RGB strips on the front. And then there's another one that comes with, I think, RGB strips on the front plus 3 RGB fans. So it kind of depends on, which one you're looking for. But in this case, this is an AM3 motherboard. This is before everybody got nuts with RGB. So there is no RGB on here. So the glass case would be a waste, period. It just would be. So hopefully that answers your question. I want to tell you about this cooler real quickly. I was searching around for a different cooler for this CPU. When I got this thing, it had the original AMD piece of crap. It had this thing. You've seen these before, I'm sure. This was what was on that CPU. And I can tell you that I ran tests on it with Prime 95, and within 10 minutes, the CPU skyrocketed to like 75, 80C within 10 minutes, probably even less. So obviously that wasn't going to cut it. So I was looking for a different cooler to put on it. And I was looking on Amazon, and I saw this cooler from a place that's, I'm not sure how they say it, but it's ARES Game. It's they come in 2 different flavors. They come in an all black, which is what's in here. Comes in an all black one, and it comes in an RGB. They call this one the Black 5. They call this one the River 5. They generally go on Amazon normal prices, $30 or $35, depending on which version that you get. But they go on sale reasonably frequently. I've gotten them for as low as $20 a piece. They're absolutely wonderful coolers. I don't think anybody really knows about it. I think it's a dirty little secret that nobody wants to talk about. But this particular cooler, on the box it boasts, what is it, 210 watt TDP. And that's what they boast, but we'll see. But with this cooler on here, I cannot get the CPU to go above 70C. Prime 95, I could run it for 2 hours. It never gets above 70C. It's a great cooler, and it's quiet. So, I mean, I think it's a little unknown secret out there. I like it a lot. It's my new favorite cooler. Okay. Let's start putting some screws in, shall we? Yep, it's still not lined up right. I can see it. It's not quite lined up right. There it goes. No, that doesn't feel like that's the right screw. See if it's these guys here. No, it's definitely not them either. Or is it? Nope. Okay. It is, but his heads feel awful small. Yep. That's the right screw. Yep, it's definitely the thinner. I think it's the metric thread. Okay. I'm just going to scroll up through the chat here real quick and see if I missed anything. Guys, if I missed something, just do me a favor and just, you know, post it again if you had a question. I'll be happy to take any questions you might have. I don't claim to be the expert. Certainly not Kerry Holzman level expert, but I will do my best to answer questions. Okay. See. Well, Ken, is there a day when you don't stream? Just out of curiosity. Okay. Yep. And there goes that one. There we go. Easily enough to fetch up with the magnetic screwdriver. Okay. Now, let me see if I missed. Yes, I knew I was going to miss a screw. One back here. It's going to be a little bit more difficult. Ah, where did you go? I hate when I drop a screw. Ah, there it is. Got it. Let's spin this around. There we go. Now I can see what I'm doing. You may not be able to see it, but I can. Guess what? It's more important for me to see it than it is for you guys to see it. Okay, let's try. Now, Swiss Army knife's not going to do it. I'm going to have to come in with this guy here. Okay. Oops. I dropped my screwdriver in the case. Okay, there we go. All right, so all that's in. Okay. Get that out of the way. All right, looks like everybody's in. Okay, so let's see about doing some cable routing here. Let's see here. I'm going to need to do. That's the front panel. I don't need that one right now. Where's my HD audio? That looks suspiciously like my HD audio. No, that's not my HD audio. That's my USB. Okay. That's my HD audio. There it is. Okay. HD audio goes here. And USB 2. I can pick from a number of them. Let's do this one here. Make sure I got that right. Okay. All right. So those two are there. That's fine. All right. Next thing I want to do, let's see where the graphics card's going to fit. Graphics card's going to fit here. So I've got to do this one here. Okay, that one's going to come out. And the one right next to it, I believe. But let me just double check. That one goes there, yep. So then it's the one right next to it, which goes out here. Get this out of my way for the moment. Or not. Doesn't want to come out. All right. No problem. Okay. There we go. Okay. So that's in there. All right. My hands are not as steady as they used to be. Don't get old, folks. It sucks. It definitely sucks. Okay, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to get this piece out of here because it's bothering me. There we go. It's in my way. There we go. Well, see, Wyson, I hate to tell you this, but I've been doing this way too long. "2021 is my 36th year of building my own computers." So, yeah, I got a little bit of experience with it. Just a wee bit. Just a wee bit, Rabbit. Just a wee bit. Okay. I got that. I got that. Need to put my little board in, but need to. Oh, get behind me. Need to put my little board in. Now, interestingly enough, they gave you this little screwdriver to put these brackets on because they don't come mounted to the board. They're not sure what you're going to do or where you're going to put it. So let's see here. Okay. So we're going to put that like that. Give you a couple screws. Now the question is, the screwdriver they give you, is it magnetized at all? That's the better question. Yes, it is. Okay. So that'll help a little bit. Get these little screws in here. I like to repurpose old hardware wherever I can, or at least make it available if somebody needs a machine that they're kind of up against the wall. Now, I'm going to go a little unconventional here. I've probably put the board right in here, but that's right next to the GPU and the fan, and I don't want to block any of the airflow. Fortunately, there are a couple of small slots here, so I'm going to take this very first slot here, and I'm going to put this board in here, like so. See, what time is it? It's 5 o'clock. Yeah, I'm just going to make it. I want to try to get this all finished before the wife comes home so I can get her machine upstairs. Turned back on before she realizes that I've done something. He goes, I'll never hear the end of it. What are you doing to my machine? What are you doing to my machine? Well, dear, technically, since I'm the one who bought all the hardware, and I'm the one who put it together, and I'm the one who keeps it running, it's not really your machine. Of course, when I wake up after being hit with the frying pan, I may change my tune. But for now, I'm sticking with that. Okay. All right, so that looks like that'll work just fine. It feels like that didn't quite... yeah, it feels like it didn't go in. I don't know. Yep, it's in there. It's not coming out too easily. So, okay, we'll leave that alone. All right. Now, I need a power supply. Just so happens I have a power supply. 500-watt power supply should be more than enough to run a graphics card that runs off of bus power and a 6-core processor. Shouldn't be an issue. So that's what I'm going with. That's my story, and I'm sticking with it. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Now, once again, we're dealing with ketchup and mustard here on the cabling. But, once again, there's no window on the case. It doesn't matter. So, you can be anal if you want to. I am to some degree, but not that anal. Okay. All right, so... okay. Let's get... this turned around here. I'm going to get the front panel on in a little bit, guys. I know I haven't plugged them in yet, so just bear with me. All right. Now, did they give me any screws with the power supply? Yes, they did, and they are black. Excellent. So nice when they remember that most cases are black instead of giving me silver screws. Okay. You're a year behind me, G. Wisen. I'm sorry. No, you're a year ahead of me. Excuse me. I turned 61 last month. No. But what is it they say? You basically got two choices. You can either grow old, or you have another choice, which isn't terribly pleasant either. So. You can decide how you want to deal with it. Okay. All right, let's see here. That's GPU power. I won't be needing that. Although I will. Yeah, I will. I will put it up there somewhere at some point. But I won't be needing it for now. Okay. 24 pin. Let's see here. 24 pin's got to go. I think it's here. Double check here. Yeah. Well, yeah, it could go either way. Yeah, I'll leave it there for now. Okay. 8-pin CPU power. Going up there. Okay. That one's in. And CPU power's over here. Can't really see what I'm doing here. A little difficult. There we go. Got it. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. Let's see here. Then, you know, there's another. Ah, there it is. There's the fan header there. Okay. And I can come into here. Of course, that card is sort of in my way, so surprise, surprise. Okay, there we go. Got it. That's fine. I'll do that up later. Okay. Now, Okay, that's the front panel. We'll get to that eventually. I haven't forgotten, guys. I haven't forgotten. Okay. Okay, I am going to need one SATA power cable. That's another SATA power cable. That's an extra. I won't be needing that for now. Okay. 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 So I won't be needing that one. Tuck that bad boy in there. There we go. And I will need one because that drive is going to go right here. Brand new ADATA SU 800 500 gig drive. I like these drives a lot. I've done several hard drive replacement for people using this drive, and they seem to work pretty well. I've got no complaints. Okay. Like it wants to fit in there. See, is that going to give me enough? Yeah, it's going to be enough. Okay, I just want to double check. I hate being surprised. And that definitely doesn't seem to want to go in there. Maybe I've got the wrong screw. Should be the right screw, but for some reason I'm having trouble. Okay, there it goes. Might be that screw hole that might be somewhat buggered or something. I'm not sure yet. The screws are more enough to hold that in there. Okay, so that guy's in there. So that's got to get tied off at some point. I need a cable. I need a SATA cable. Pretty sure I had one here on the bench here just a minute ago. There we go. Okay. Okay. There's where that needs to go. And the rest of these you don't need. And we'll do something with them later on. Now the question is, am I going to have enough, or have I got the wrong angle here altogether? Yeah, I got the wrong one. Need a straight cable. Oh. No, that one's got a right angle on it, so I need a straight cable. Okay. Hang on a minute, guys. There we go. One straight cable. Piece of cake. Duct tape instead of screws. Yeah. Duct tape instead of screws. Oh, there are times I'm tempted. Believe me, there are times I'm tempted. Okay. There we go. Okay, that's all right. All right, let's get the front panel on here. Okay, HD LED. Power LED is here somewhere. There's power LED. Okay, power switch. Reset switch. Actually, let me take the power switch off for the moment because it's actually in my way. Do the reset switch first. There we go. Now the power switch. Okay, there we go. All right. I think we're there. Yeah, I think we're there. Okay. Power supply is in off position. Plug in the HDMI cable. Okay, CPU power is there. 24 pin is there. SATA stuff is all hooked up. This guy's in here, although I'm still not entirely convinced that that's correct, but we'll see. Let's see what else. I'll tie that off in a little while. It's not in the middle. It's not in the way of any fan at the moment, so that's fine. Okay. So I think we're there. So let's plug in some power. Let me bring up please take this down. Okay. Let's see, what's here. Okay, that was an answer to a previous question I had. How often do you actually live stream? Okay. All right, so I think we're there. Is there anything you think I've missed so far? Please let me know. And I know there's a delay, so I'll wait a moment or two. But I think everybody's there. I'll put this back on while I'm waiting. Zero Core. Hello, sir. How are you? Thank you for stopping by. Let's see here. All right. Power supply. That's there. That's there. That's there. I know that the system works because I've had it up and running before on the bench, so it should be fine. But let me turn the microphone. There we go. That's a little better, maybe. But you never know. I've plugged all this stuff in all ahead of time well, not ahead of time, but I plugged all this stuff in here without testing the complete configuration. So, but this should work. He says. He says. Okay. All right. So power on. Yeah, I got the right switch. There's the power switches up here. I got spinning fans. Now, it doesn't have anything it's going to boot to. Yep, no proper boot device. That's what I kind of expected. All right, no problem. Let's see. I got to double check and see what's on. I may have actually forgotten to get my Windows 10 installation CD here, or my USB thumb drive, but that's upstairs. I can get that. That's not a problem. Let me see, which one is this one? Yeah, this one should work. Okay. This one should work. I have more than one. That much I do know. I have more than one. All right, let's see if I hit the reset switch. Will it attempt to boot off of that drive without me doing anything? Oh, hang on. It helps if I plug it in. Hello. Try that again. Is it going to try to boot from the flash drive? Looks like it tried to for an instant, but then it decided no. Oh, there it goes. Sweet. Okay, so we're just going to do a real quick Windows 10 installation. I already bought a license for this board, so I'm not concerned about that. Let me make this full screen on my end so I can see. Okay, there we go. Let me plug in mouse and keyboard. Okay. Too much stuff going on here. All right, let's go. Next, install now. Don't have a product key. Don't need one. The key that I know that's on this is for Windows 10 Pro. Yeah, accept the license terms, blah, blah, blah. Custom install, blah, blah, blah. Next, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so that's going to do its thing. All right, guys. Once this installation is done, which I think is not going to take too terribly long, I think it's going to be the end of the stream. So if you got anything, any questions or whatever, please let me know. It's 5:30. I got, she should be home shortly. I may get caught. I might get caught. We'll have to see. Usually she's home by 6. We'll see how it goes. All right, let's see. What do we got here? 5 people watching. That's not bad, considering that my channel is pretty much virtually unknown. I can live with that. Okay. Anybody got anything else they want to chat about? They want to ask me about? Let's see. Would have been here earlier in the stream. I didn't know it was a live stream. I just thought it was an uploaded video. Okay. Okay. Well, it should have said that it was a live stream. That's interesting. Huh. Anyway. Okay. Well, this is not going to go as quickly, obviously, as new hardware is going to go, but it should go fairly well. Just going to take a real quick look here. Just give me a minute, guys. I'm going to see where we're at. No, we're getting there. It's fine. We're getting there. It is an AM3 processor from, what is it, 2011 or 2012? Something like that. So it's obviously not going to be the fastest thing in the world, even though it does have 32 gig of memory in it. But, yeah. Okay. The specs on the system. Very quickly. It is a AMD FX 6100 6-core processor. There's 32 gig of 1333 memory in it. And I added well, since there's no graphics card, and the graphics card that actually came with the system was some piece of crap 2 gig card that could barely do 4 FPS, even in the most basic graphics test. So I decided to put in a 1050 Ti, which I got off of eBay for a little bit under 200. The case is the MX410 mesh, which I've built in before. You know that there's a video on it. Carrie was kind enough to have it on his channel. And that's pretty much it. Let's see. Yeah, FX 6100 6-core, 32 gig of 1333, 1050 Ti. I added in a USB 3 card, which has an internal connector for the front panel header for the USB 3. 1050 Ti. I'm trying to think of that. There's a Thermaltake Smart 500 power supply in here, which should be more than enough to run this system. If somebody wants to get creative and try to put a graphics card in, like, I don't know, maybe like a GTX 1080 or something of that nature, I think it'll still handle it. I mean, it'll probably be running at about 65 or 70% load if you do that. So, yeah, you might need a slightly larger power supply. But this system is, you know, it's a spare, or it's a, like, you know, my computer died, I need something right away. Here you go. I've got a ADATA SU 800 500 gig Data 3 drive on here, because there's this board is also from 2011 2012. There's no NVMe on this at all whatsoever, so that's the deal. Yeah, FX 8350. Yeah, I can't get a hold of one at a price I want to pay. Otherwise, I would have swapped out the 6100 for something like the 8350, but oh well. How much money do I think I have in the system? Well, the board, the original video card, the RAM, the CPU with the original AMD cooler, which was a piece of crap, cost me nothing. It literally cost me nothing. But again, I have the 1050 Ti, which is probably about 200, a little under 200 bucks. Power supply was, I want to say, between 35 and 50. I don't remember off the top of my head. The SATA 3 solid state drive, 55 or 60 bucks. So what? What is that? The case is another 45-ish. So 100, 300, let's say 300 there. And let's say another 35. So about 335. So let's say 3.5. Something like that. That's what I would think. It's in that neighborhood. So. Okay. Give me a second. I gotta make this on large on my screen again, so which is gonna hide the chat here. So just bear with me a minute, guys. Alrighty, United States, yes. US, yes. Skip. Don't have internet. Go away. Continue with limited setup. Bite me. Okay. Let's put in the typical user with no password. And let's start turning off all this crapola. Let's see. I know there's another one. Nope. Is that it? Okay. Accept. Not now. Bugger off, Cortana. Don't care. Go away. Okay. Oh, by the way, this was the system, in case you haven't seen my video. This is the exact same system, CPU, card, so forth and so on, that I installed one of the Windows 11 betas on, which supposedly doesn't go on this hardware, but it does. So you might want to look that video up in case you are curious. But yeah, I installed Windows 11 on this originally, just because I could. That's all. Because I could. Any questions? Yeah, wrote? All right, so we'll let that finish. Yeah, zero core, the 8350 and an RX 580. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Interesting. FX 8350 with a 780 Ti. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Good. All right. We seem to be up and running. Now that it's up and running, and let me just go in here and maybe later. Yeah, like much later, like never. Okay, let's plug in the network. Assuming I got there. Come on, you get in there. Okay. There it goes. Got it. There it goes. Okay. Do I want them discoverable? No, go away. Okay. All right, let's see where we're at here. And like I said, as soon as this thing starts looking for updates, I'm going to look at these. This should be active. activated. There we go. All right. I'm just waiting for it to do something with the updates. There it goes. Okay. So we'll let that do its thing, do the updates. We're not going to sit here. I got to get going, guys. She's going to be home soon, and I want to see if I can get her machine up back in where it belongs before she notices that it's actually gone. Anyway, there we go. All right, thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by. Hopefully I'll have another video up at some point, maybe later this month, probably maybe not till September, so we'll have to see. And a live stream, I don't do them very often. It's only the second live stream I've done. So anyway, appreciate it, guys. Thank you. Have a good evening, and I'll see you on down the line. Thank you very much. Have a good day.